If you're looking for a debuffer and buffer slash healing over time cleric build, I have one that seems pretty well. You can heal in epic dungeons. But you will not be able to take a beating. Alright, let's get out of the home now. Alright, so go to my character, custom sheet. Alright, stats I went with 21 strength, left constitution, dexterity, intellect, normal. Wisdom is a 23, charisma is a 22. For feats, I went with 5 out of 5 healing action, 3 out of 3 greater fortune. Toughness, I went 3 out of 3. Now you could probably, if you don't want any of them 3, or wait, those are unneeded. I went 3 out of 5 for bountiful fortune, which gives me 9% more divine power. Cleanse, I went with 2 out of 3, and that gives me 20% chance to remove a damage over time effect, which you'll hardly see. But you don't have to use that, since there is an ability that the cleric does have while in divinity. It is the, here, let me go over here, sunburst, and if it's in divinity form, it'll cleanse anything, just about, I believe. Yep, applies a stacking damage over time effect to any nearby foes. It doesn't say it, but it does cleanse. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Oh, okay. Well, if you want that, if you know you're going to be running dungeons that deal damage over time, I would definitely put that at 30. Or, well, 3 out of 3. I went with 4 out of 5 Initiate of Faith, which you could probably go 5 out of 5 if you don't want the cleanse. Now you could probably mix and match the heroics if you would like. I went with the Anointed Champion Paragon at 30. And I went with the Virtuous. I went 5 out of 5 Lasting Wishes, 5 out of 5 Have Faith, 5 out of 5 Battle Fervor. 5 out of 5 Gift of Life, 5 out of 5 Gift of Haste, and 5 out of 5 Virtue's Gift, and then obviously the most important, Shield of the Divine. I also went down here for a little extra damage. I went 5 out of 5 Astral Fury. I went 5 out of 5 Ancient Warding, which I do have Anointed Army on equipped. That is only if you're going to run Anointed Army. Now, if you're not, you could probably substitute that 5 points with something else you would like. I do recommend you not using Urgent Prayers, Purity, Unbreakable Devotion, and Cleansing Fire with any of the ones that are marked with 5 out of 5. They actually do not stack, and they basically null the other ability. Now, for boons, let's see, I haven't got really too far into any of the boons. Tyrion the Dragon, I went with the Dragon's Claw. Maze Engine, nope, I haven't got. Elements Evil, I went with the Wave of Force. Earth's Renewal. Searing Aggression. And Gale of Retribution. Now, each one of these gives a 300 power and 2,000 maximum hit points, 400 regeneration and 2,000 maximum hit points. Obviously, they're gonna all give hit points. 400 critical strike, and this one gives, when taking damage, you have a chance to heal up to 24,000 hit points over a few seconds. After this effect ends, your critical strike is increased by 1,000 for 10 seconds. That's always useful. Future boons would be Dragon's Gaze, Dragon Scale Defense, Dragon's Blood, and then Dragon's Fury. Since I myself, I don't know if the Dragon's Revival affects just you or allies, but just in case, I'd go with the critical severity. You could try it. Let me know how that works out, if it does affect an ally or not. Now for the Maze Engine, I would probably go with 400 incoming healing bonus. What is this? Control effects will now have a 5% shorter duration when applied to you. I'd have to go with Demonic Influence. And then Demonic Swiftness. Now, instead of going for a critical strike or increased control strength or any of that, since we have that on a different boon campaign, I would probably go with the Displace Fate. Since you can't really take damage all too well unless you mainly focus on defense and deflection, then I would definitely go with Displace Fate. Underdark. Obviously the 400 power, 400 critical strike, the 1200 regeneration, and let's go with the stamina. And then over here would be completely up to the individual. I myself would probably go with either demons do 5% less damage to me, or I do 10% more damage to them. Icewind Dale, I would definitely go with combat advantage bonus, incoming healing bonus, because that actually, you know what? These two right here, completely up to the individual. Ooh, this one's a tough one. 400 recovery or crit severity. Well, when I get to that point, then I'll decide. But right now, I'm probably looking at that crit severity. When damaged by a foe, you have a chance to proc Cold Shoulder on them, which will reduce the damage for the next attack by up to 2,000. Nah, I'd go with Cool Resolve on that one. And then obviously the final would be completely up to an individual, what they prefer, what looks best for them. Because, you know, this build may not suit everyone, and they might make some minor changes, which is completely cool. Dread Ring, I think we already talked about. No, we didn't. Alright, I would definitely go. Ooh, that's a. 250 crit or 250 power. Depending on what, at that point when I start that, I'd base it on then. Definitely the 400 regeneration instead of lifesteal, because clerics don't use that. Resistance ignored or chant. Deflection chance. Well, I would definitely go with deflection chance. And then I would definitely go in rage regrowth, and then I would definitely go augmented Dian Bastion. Sharndar, I went with the Dark Fey Hunter. Then I would that's bad. I would go with the critical strike. Then I would go with the increasing my max HP as always. Then Elven Tranquility, and then again the final is completely up to the individual depending on how they're building their cleric. I'd definitely go for oh, what's up? I'd definitely go with the Red Cap Brew. PvP, it probably won't do much PvPing, but let me know how that works for clerics that like PvP. And this is the Companions, I haven't really gotten done yet. So that'd be a different video. Yeah. For my powers, I am using Astral Seal, which I might replace, but I'm definitely going back to that Lance of Faith. When I'm healing in a dungeon, I do Healing Word, Hallowed Ground for the daily. Chains of Blazing Light, I do that with solo. Sacred Flame for right now. Bastion of Health would go in place of the Chains of Blazing in my dungeon runs. Anointed Army is another daily. That's good. Divine Glow is a must for a debuffer and a buffer. Astral Shield is more not buffing, but completely a control factor. But that's always useful to mess around with. Geese, I'm not too sure what that even does. I have put 3 points into it, but I don't see the usefulness, so do not waste 3 points there. Those 3 points could definitely go to Forge Master's Flame. That is definitely a dot ability, and it's actually buffs. It's supposed to buff allies' damage and debuff movement of the enemies. Alright, and if you want a DPS cleric build, I would definitely check out Undying Basket / Airdew 67, I believe it is. Alright.